Hello and welcome to my world. The date of this recording is February 14th, 2023, and we have another box of VHS tapes to go through. Um, and I have two more boxes for sure as well. So then the trick becomes how to properly store stuff that's in like these cases are bigger than normal than your normal VHS tapes. The big old Disney clamshells, the Columbia House tapes as well. But I got those ideas and so forth. And once these are done, we'll probably focus on like music, vinyl records, LPs, and 45s because I got crates of those. So but let's start here. What we got in this box here right off the bat. Hot Shots. Excellent movie. I've never seen Top Gun, but I have seen Hot Shots countless times. Um, who would have thought that this movie would feature the stars of sitcoms many years later in both Charlie Sheen and John Cryer? It was also the first movie I've ever seen starring that featured Carrie Elwes because I've never seen The Princess Bride. So, uh, the first Bond film I've ever seen in theaters, License to Kill. It's not the first Bond film I've ever seen. I believe that's either You Only Live Twice or From Russia with Love, and that's because the tapes that I have as part of the Sean Connery collection that was released through MGM Universal Home Video had like a couple of Pink Panther shorts on them. License to Kill, a good Bond movie, and when you really think about it, it is the Bond film that basically set precedent for James Bond not having his 007 status, which would see, of course, be done again poorly in the Daniel Craig era with Daniel Craig's final film. But uh, is it as big in terms of like the global implications of stuff as many other Bond adventures like GoldenEye or The Spy Who Loved Me or even The Living Daylights? No, it's a simple. By and large, it's a simple revenge story. But it, I always thought it was a good film, and again, I have memories of seeing it in a theater, so can't go wrong with that. Young Frankenstein, excellent movie. Of course, I do have it on DVD. I know that for a fact. Coincidentally, I never watched this tape. The first time I would have seen Young Frankenstein was on DVD. So I've never watched this tape at all. But, having seen the film many times since, getting on DVD and also it's been released on digital platforms and things over the years, it's is it the best Mel Brooks film ever made? Because I know there'll be the debate between it and the producers, and it's kind of like a neck and neck there. I will give the edge to Young Frankenstein because of how much of a love letter it is to the older Frankenstein films. As a matter of fact, I believe they used the same props, same sets from those films in this movie. Um, Something called Dead Aim. I don't know what this is. I just know it features Corbin Burnson and Isaac Hayes. That's about it. What else we got here? Well, I know this is one of my dad's movies, Jive Turkey. I don't know anything about it. Return to the Jedi, released through CBS Fox Video. Funny thing about this particular tape is, this would have been when I was in the 8th grade in Catholic school before I got thrown out of it. And they asked if anyone had any sci-fi films that could be brought in. I'm not sure what was the reason for it. And I said, yeah, I do. I have a number of sci-fi films. I have stuff that's Star Trek, Star Wars. So, okay, the class wanted to see something Star Wars. Get a choice. I had all three films. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. They wanted to see Return of the Jedi, so I brought this in and transported it back and forth between home and school a few days because I wasn't going to leave the tape there, like in case it went missing. And also, this copy of Return of the Jedi is also before they did the digital, the enhanced versions that were coming out around that same time in theaters. So that's like the whatever was on that copy of version of it is prior to whatever changes they made to the to Return of the Jedi for the big re-release that happened in the late 90s. Demon Knight. For all intents and purposes, I don't think this movie needed to be to had to tie in with as being part of Tales from the Crypt, but I do get why it's there because when this movie came out, Tales from the Crypt was really blowing up big because you had the show that was it HBO or Showtime? No, it was HBO because Bordello Blood had Dennis Miller. So you had the show on HBO. There was an animated series I vaguely remember, and there was I could have sworn there was a kids television show airing on Saturday mornings as well. Then you have like not one but two films. So it was like Tales from the Crypt was like really hitting its stride, and then quickly fell apart because while Demon Knight is good, Bordello Blood kind of isn't. This is a movie without a cover, released a New Line Home Video deep cover. I don't know what that is. Movie. We got two movies without boxes. This is Walt Disney Cartoon Classics Volume 4, which I believe had because these were silly symphonies, and it had, I believe, the one with the three little pigs with the bricklaying pig. There was a contraption that basically beats the shit out of the big bad wolf. Say what you want about Disney cartoons, because up until they started putting a big focus more on being family friendly and being the antithesis to Warner Brothers and MGM and Hanna-Barbera, it's like Disney could do that slapstick, beat the crap out of the villain type of cartoon. And I believe that particular one is on this tape. Don't know what happened to the box, however. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. Again, I know we lost the box years and years ago. And I think this one had like a tie-in or something with Burger King. But that's all I know or remember. But the Turtles movie itself, I saw it in theaters. It still holds up. The puppetry, the suits, and everything, it still holds up as being an excellent movie and like a great live action adaptation of the Turtles. This is a movie called The Dirty Seven. It's a pan-Canadian presentation, and I've never seen it, so I don't know anything about it. So again, The Dirty Seven. Movie I've never seen, but it's been my dad's collection of videos going back to like the at least 1987, 1988, something called Zulu. I know Michael Caine's in it because his name is the only one I recognize in terms of starring in it, but that's all I know. So, Trial and Error starring Michael Richards and Jeff Daniels. I've never seen it. Apparently, Cisco and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up, so I guess there was potential for Michael Richards to have a decent career out post Seinfeld. This is a movie called Death Ship. It's not just a ship, it's a killing machine. And all I can say for this is that you had the option to buy 2 tapes for $10 or the tape was purchased for $6.99. So that's all I know about it. Definitely seems like it's a horror film. For sure. For sure, it's a horror film. Something called Livewire Human Time Bomb, starring Brian Genesee. I've never seen it. I have no clue what this is, but it is a new line home video release. So again, some probably like a glorified independent film that probably has a track or something on Riff Tracks. I wouldn't be surprised. Katie Holmes and Disturbing Behavior. I've never actually sat down and watched this movie. In fact, I'm not even sure how the hell this movie's even in the video collection. Because what, 1998? So that would have been my freshman year of high school, started junior year. But that's all I can say. I don't know. Predator 2, a movie where Danny Glover once again plays a guy who is just too old for this shit. Taking the concept of the Predator, putting it in an urban environment definitely works, considering it's a sequel. Can't really question it too much in terms of what it does. It is a fine film. I just remember it being like visually just too dark. I think the lighting on it was kind of just weird. I could be misremembering it because it's probably been like 10 years since I sat down and watched Predator 2 in any format. Jason and the Argonauts, I've only really seen once, and I can't say I remember much about it. I think there was like some stop motion skeletons or something to that effect, but I can't really remember much about it. Movie called Nightstick, and all I can say about it is that it was released through RCA Columbia Home Video. So this is probably something that's, Sony owns outright, but Leslie Nielsen in it as a character named Evans, and that's all I can really say. I don't know anything about it. Never watched it. Scream, I have seen. It's certainly brought back the slasher films in the 90s, and it did it right, playing up as a on the slasher film tropes to some degree, if memory serves me right, because it's been like 15 years since I've seen Scream, and I've seen only the first 3 films, and this was clearly picked up at a video rental place because there's a tab thing on it. Previous view guaranteed. Please rewind tape is labeled on here. So yeah, when video rental places started going out of business, you could pick up stuff for cheap. The Three Amigos. Those who have watched my Saints Row streams knows when I came across the Singing Bush. This was it certainly meant something to me because I watched this movie a hell of a lot as a kid. It was my introduction to Chevy Chase and Steve Martin, and to a lesser extent Martin Short. One could buy into the dark fan theory that Ned Nederlander, Lucky Day, and Dusty Bottoms all died when because due to like rabies and dehydration when they're on their way to Aguapo. How else do you explain the Singing Bush and them able to do the stuff they end up doing in the latter half of the film? But I don't know. It's a fun movie. It's a fun comedy adventure. And it also takes precedent also on like Galaxy Quest too. Because think about it, it's the same thing. Like people who see these heroes don't know that it's a movie or a television show. They think the actors are the actual characters. So, movie called Rock House. Filmed in 1992, and that's all I know about it. Jack Vacek. Dude, oh, this looks like a more like if David Spade was like somehow an action star. Like, dude looks like Joe Dirt. Oh no, wait, this movie came out in 1988. The tape itself was 1992. But, starring Joseph Jennings, Michael Robin, Alan Shearer, Price Schubert. That's really nothing I could say. And it was another movie that was picked up at a rental store, video rental place. So. Movie called Mario Van Peebles and Ice-T, and a movie called Guardian, Not of the Galaxy. And I can safely say I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. It's listed as a thriller, probably a glorified independent film, or something that was made direct to video. Copyright date of 2001. So if this came out in theaters in the year 2000, like I thinking I was somewhere 2000, I would have been in basic training for the army. So if it came out that summer in theaters, I was not aware of it. A movie called Earth versus the Flying Saucers. I have never seen this, so I know nothing about it. Copyright date looks like a 1956. And yep. So it's a movie, apparently in black and white. Came out in the 50s. Movie called Chuck Norris in Slaughter in San Francisco. Wait, Chuck Norris stars as a drug kingpin who has a stranglehold on the city of San Francisco. He owns everyone, including... Wait, Chuck Norris is the bad guy? Well, there's a novelty there. That's well, a movie where Chuck Norris plays the villain. That's like, you know, Steven Seagal being in a movie where his character gets killed off. It's like, really, huh? Okay. Another movie starring Ice-T, and clearly something that probably went direct to vehicle because of Eric Roberts. And this is a screener, trailer, not for sale or rent. Well, somebody gave it for sale or rent. And again, this would have been something direct to video because of, again, it's an Eric Roberts film, and this says 1999. So order date for April 28th, 2000. Street date May 16th, 2000. So okay, so maybe a collector's edition because it is the screener trailer version. Who knows? Border Heat. I have never seen this. And I look like it'd be a decent action film of some sort. This is Power Burns, starring Chit Meadum. It apparently takes place in South America. Probably another direct-to-video release. This is a Western action movie. Okay, so that's what that is. Omega Syndrome, Ruthless, Merciless, Lethal. Oh, well, Doug McClure is in it. Not Troy McClure, Doug McClure. And that's... At least that was an instant name I recognized. So I don't know anything about it. Does look like it does look like your typical made direct-to-video film. Frank Stallone in Death Feud. Clearly would not have seen this, and holy shit! There's something I just realized. The price on it: $79.95, higher in Canada. It's like, jeez. Let's see, 1989. So this was like May 1988 or so. It was clearly picked up as a at a video rental place that was going out of business. But hey, I actually own a Frank Stallone movie. Movie called Cohen and Tate, starring Roy Schneider, who I know in Star Wars. Adam Baldwin. I think Adam Baldwin. It was the one Baldwin that was in DC Cab. I have never seen this, but this came out in 1989. And so that's all I know. At least I think that's the case there. Of it, I think that's the right Baldwin that was in DC Cab, because I know it wasn't Alec. This is clearly a movie that was probably direct to video or HBO or something. I don't think this would have made it in theaters. I could be wrong. 1994. It definitely seems more as a direct-to-video type thing. Joe Mantegna, Martin Sheen, and Joe Piscopo in Demolition Day. Three kids discover an atomic weapon and use it to ransom the city of Los Angeles. Like... Huh. Well, there are stupider plots. We got 4 more movies here. Charles Bronson in Cold Sweat. I've only seen this once. Maybe. I wasn't really big into watching Charles Bronson movies when I was younger either, so. Christopher Lee in Castle of the Walking Dead. Count Regula, played by Christopher Lee, invents a cruel form of execution and slays 11 women. Later, a baroness is summoned to a castle to claim her inheritance. She abducted and the evil count intends to sacrifice her. It's in color. So, full-frame video print or either something made direct to video. More likely direct to video. This wouldn't surprise me. David Keith, Pamela Anderson, and Robert Hayes in... What the hell is this called? Raw Justice. Kill or Be Killed. And it's like... Pamela Anderson plays a beautiful hooker who's not afraid to use her body to get whatever she wants. It's like... Well... That is what it is there, so don't really need these cases. But never seen this. I know Robert Hayes was in the Airplane films. Pamela Anderson speaks for herself. Don't know who the hell David Keith is. It's like Officer and a Gentleman, The Two Jakes. So. And last film, a movie called Jack's Back. It's a Paramount film. I know that much. Starring James Spader, Cynthia Gibb. Oh, it's a play on Jack the Ripper. So that's what this is. So it's a... Helped. So those are the videos that was in this particular box. And again, I got like 2 or 3 more boxes to go through. I might try and condense them down to, if one box is small, spread them out over the other 2 boxes, and we'll go from there. So if you know anything about any of the movies I said I've never seen, just put them in the comments section below. And thank you very much for watching. I would say like, comment, subscribe, but I don't know. I don't do that when other channels have it in there, so I don't know. It's like, but anyway, we'll of course see you nightly over on my Twitch channel, and we're up to something almost every single day. So till next time, tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.